The Sopranos, the critically acclaimed and beloved television series that first aired on January 10th, 1999 and ended quite abruptly, if you ask me, on June 10th, 2007, is arguably the greatest crime drama to have ever been created. It was even named by Vince Gilligan as the main inspiration for a small indie documentary you may have heard of, Breaking Bad.
Put your dick away, Walter. I'm not having sex with you right now, Walter.
Now, if you watched my last video on the Family Guy game, you know the 2000s were full of TV show spin-off games, so why not talk about just one more? The Sopranos. Road to Respect was developed by 7 studios and pushed for release on November 9th, 2006. This game was only released on PS2 with an Xbox 360 version in the works, but it ultimately got cancelled before release. Unlike the Family Guy game, I've never heard of this game, let alone played it until recently, so I won't feel too bad about bashing it every chance I get. It's labeled as an action-adventure beat-em-up, and for a game from 2006, you know what that means. The reviews for this game were pretty bad, and this time I can't say I disagree with them. This might be one of the goofiest Y2K games I've played in recent memory, but not in a very good way at all. I finished it in 2 sessions, both about 2.5 hours long, with our dear friend Mozilla Firefox in a Discord call, which was the only way I was getting through this snooze fest of a cash grab.
20, 40,000, 3 million, 18.
In very roundabout terms, Soprano show epic, game go. Alright, after that generous introduction, I think it's time I get into the story, which isn't much. The game opens with a shot of Satriale's, a very well-known spot in the show. Mr. Top Dog, big man Tony Soprano himself walks out, lighting a cigar with his hand very conveniently placed so he could save the animators the time and money of adding the funny fire green screen effect. He notices someone breaking into a car to steal someone's purse. Tony, the burly motherfucker he is, shoulder checks the thief, after which is revealed to be big pussy bumpin' Cero's bastard son, Joey LaRocca. After a nice fatherly chat between the two, Tony offers us his better job. We cut to the Bada Bing dealing with a drunk patron.
What's it matter? She's a fucking stripper.
After beating up the Andrew Tate viewer, we're asked by one of the dancers, Debbie, to talk to the DJ about changing the music because it's dog shit. I'm assuming you can talk him into it, but I failed the skill check, so Debbie lets the DJ rub butts or pee on each other. I don't know what sex is, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that. Our next objective is to talk to Polly. I'd like to mention really quick that all the characters that make an appearance in the show and the game are actually voiced by the original cast, which is probably the only nice thing I will say throughout this video. Anyways, after talking to Polly, we're told to take everyone's sandwich order.
Give me a pastrami sandwich with Dijon mustard. And see if Tony wants anything.
Guess my McDonald's joke wasn't too far off. We go find Tony, take his and a few others' orders, and return to Polly, who tells us to go find Vito. We find him, and it seems he's a little busy at the minute. And if you've watched the show, though, you'll understand why this is an odd visual. Anyway, the friend of that drunk dude we obliterated comes up, quite upset and feeling left out by his recently disabled friend. We very generously maim him to make him feel included, and continue on to take Vito's deli order. Upon returning to the club floor, we're told Paulie wants to see us in the men's room. Once we enter, he's already getting to work mutilating another innocent bystander and tells us to join in. After smacking him around a little bit, we give him some water because he's a little dehydrated at the moment. We finish up with him and take Paulie's order, but uh-oh, the guy fucking died. Paulie instructs us to clean this up and get rid of the body. After arriving at the docks with Reggie, we beat up a homeless guy just because, then find Dominic to help us out getting rid of the for sure dead guy. Did you see all that blood in the bathroom? There's no way that guy's still alive. Alright, so he's still alive. After we kill him for real this time, we finally get rid of his body and car. Just before leaving the docks, Joey sees his dead father talking to him, and it's none other than large vagina bumpin' Cero. That's the guy from the show, the fucking rat. This also reveals to us that Joey is in fact schizophrenic. After a little father-son pep talk, we arrive at a hotel casino. Reggie is hitting the tables before Joey comes in, trying to get him to leave. What a fool. Doesn't he know 99% of gamblers quit just before a big win? What a loser. Anyway, Reggie heads over to Jamie Severino's room for a bachelor's party. Couldn't tell you who that is or why that matters, but after beating the shit out of a bunch of drunk guys that walk like the zombies in Call of Duty, we follow him up. Turns out, while we were mauling all those guys and getting some big wins of our own, our friend had been roofied and robbed. We got there just in time to stop the bad guys and save the day. Once we're done with all that silly business, we get back to the Bada Bang and meet with Polly. We give him our share for this week, then Tony wants us to go check on Debbie. She's finishing up a new TikTok dance that she's really proud of, but her customer is not satisfied with her choreography skills. Anyone want to take a shot at what happens next? Well, if you answered, we kick his ass, then you're absolutely right. Good job. While the guy's body is still warm, Christopher wants us to go to Shapiro's gym with him to take care of some serious business. Christopher, being Christopher, starts a fight with just about everyone in the gym after being offered a smoothie flavor that he did not like at all. We beat some information out of Juice Boy. Yes, that's what the game calls him. And it turns out Saul, no, not that one, is dealing steroids out of this very gym. Shocker! We hunt down Charles, have a tickle fight with him, then we find Saul's little freaky-ass incel room, or whatever. We use his hidden creep cameras to find out where he is, and we track him down. Upon finding him, his fingers are a little cold, so we help him out and warm them up for him so he doesn't have to exert too much energy. Chris gets his money for our hand-warming services, and then Saul even gives us a lifetime membership pass out of gratitude. We get back to Satriel's, and Paulie tells us Reggie flew the coop, which we do not fuck with very heavy. We go to his apartment building so we can have a heartfelt chat about how much we love being in the mafia and being alive. Okay, so we kill him, because the mafia is very insecure and they don't take rejection very well. Little editor's note, I didn't put this in because I didn't think it was that important, but ooh, he comes back in the end. Right after you kill Reggie, there's a guy, Tuzio, that I guess was trying to kill Reggie too. I don't know why. I don't think it was ever explained. But yeah, he takes a tumble off the fucking building and dies, air quotes. Okay, that's it. After that's said and done, Tony invites us to a bar mitzvah at Vesuvio where we run into AJ. He asks us to run security at a big party he's throwing with a friend of his, so we agree. AJ calls to ask us to find his friend, but on our way there we stumble upon a drug deal and break it up. Turns out, though, the fella buying the drugs was AJ's friend, and now they're in deep. After chasing this fucking Neanderthal of a person around to bring him back to AJ, some people come in asking where the money from the deal is. Except you might remember, we kinda intervened in that, so he doesn't have the money. The dumbass gets stabbed and ultimately killed, thank God, and now we have to fight our way out. After getting stun-locked by 3 fucking people at once, we find out AJ's car was stolen as collateral.
But we gotta stop them! Oh, fuck!
We return to the Bada Bang and AJ gives us an address to a chop shop we can check out to find his car. We kindly ask the manager if he has the car we're looking for, but he leaves us no option but to mutilate him, as well as a bunch of other people. That's all this game really is, honestly. We find his car, steal it back, and all is set right in the universe. Except for the guy that still wants to kill us, but other than that, everything's going pretty great. Paulie calls us to give us our next mission. Neil Camarada has a poker tab he'd like to pay. We get to his office and catch him at the perfect time, right in the middle of climax. This has nothing to do with the plot, but I couldn't stop thinking about it at the time. Once he finishes, he just packs it up, and that's it. No cleanup, he doesn't go piss afterwards, he's just done. Back to business. I know that motherfucker has a wet spot in his pants and it's drying as we speak. He just has a half-crusted cream stain and he's going about his day like nothing's wrong. Crazy. Back to the very engaging and not boring plot. Turns out a guy named Angelo Buscetta is dealing funny powder to Neil, and we do not like that very much. After we throw a guy out of a window, we check Neil to see if his stain dried yet. It has, so we collect Paulie's money from him and we're on our way. We go to Vesuvio, give Paulie his money, and Tony sends us off to blow up Buscetta's film studio. We blow that bitch to smithereens and uh-oh, our girlfriend's in there. We have to go save her. Yeah, I didn't mention it before, but Joey has a girlfriend, I guess, that shows up a few times in the game, but she adds literally nothing to further the plot until the very end of the game. Even then, she's just used as a motivator to kill a guy. They could have cashed in on the girlfriend mechanic thing from GTA 4 before GTA even got the chance, but instead they made a very mediocre video game, very loosely based on an extremely successful TV show. Crazy, right? Anyway, we save Trishelle and escape just before the cops arrive. Arriving back at Vesuvio, we bully Chris and get a frantic call from AJ believing he's being followed by Desmond and the Dreads. We excuse ourselves and head down to Shapiro's gym, only to be met with some very, very poor Jamaican accents that were very clearly done by Saltine people. You beat up a few guys and find AJ hiding behind the juice bar counter. I don't think AJ was very good at hide and seek though, because what the fuck is this spot, and how did the two people specifically looking for this kid not see his big ass forehead poking from behind the unusually short counter? Whatever. We beat them up, AJ takes a little tumble, we get stun locked by 3 guys again, finally beat them up and get AJ to a hospital. Dramatic ass motherfucker. After AJ gets to the hospital, he finally decides to tell Tony what's been going on, and he's a very loving and caring father, so he completely understands.
Mistake? Is that what you call this shit?
Yeah, he's not very happy. After passing the skill check, Tony wanted the coffee, so he sends us to get him one. On our way to the machine, though, we run into a doctor that owes us money.
Hello, Doc.
Don't ask who, I do not care to check. However, we also just happen to see Angie, and he's not particularly happy about the spontaneous combustion of his studio. We don't care about that right now, though, because we want our fucking money. We go to collect from the doctor, and he tells us that guy Tuzio is in the operating room after stress testing that handrail from earlier on. However, the doctor doesn't have the money to pay us back, but after hitting him literally 3 times, he has a change of heart. Since he can't pay us back with money, he says one of his guys in the pharmacy will give him painkillers as payment. While on our way down to the elevator, Woods, like from Call of Duty, makes a guest appearance.
I swear to God, I will shove this wheelchair right up.
Getting to the pharmacy, we help a couple of the nurses take inventory before getting to the pharmacist. Turns out, though, that someone else is trying to rob the pharmacy just as we arrive, giving us a perfect excuse to beat up even more people. We free the pharmacist, who promptly gives us a free sample of the drugs. We beat him, or them, I suppose, and hobble our way back out of the pharmacy to see Chris, who helps us beat up a nurse.
Hey, you think I won't hit a nurse?
Fuck you, I'm a clinical partner.
Damn, dude, cool it. Sorry. Who helps us beat up a clinical partner. Before shooting the guy, though, he turns the gun on us and shoots us.
Nice try, kid. This is direct from Tony.
Just kidding, moron. What, you thought that was real? Fucking idiot, of course not. Anyway, we go down to the ICU and notice that Tuzio has been locked in some sort of high-tech prison box. So we generously attempt to help him get out, but it backfires, killing him somehow. Oh well. We're back at the Bada Bang, and our girlfriend Trishelle isn't calling us back because she don't like us no more, and she ghosted us, sad face emoji. But actually, she was kidnapped and beaten up by Louis and Angelo, who still just can't get over us burning their building to the ground. Like, God, dude, get over it already. I was over it the minute I left. We don't very much like their gift they sent over, so we go to the docks to kill them both. After a Pita Potty reference, we run all throughout the docks, killing more people before getting a shotgun. Yay! Oh. Never mind, it's gone already. Alright, well, we get on a ship in a very sneaky fashion.
Damn.
And then we skip the next 15 minutes because it's very boring and I would like to finish this video now. We finally get to the boatyard where we find Louis and Angie, and that means it's final boss time. Yeah! We fight both of them on one of the boats, which isn't very exciting. That's it. You just fight them on a small boat. No big set pieces, no crazy endgame weapons, just 3 dudes punching each other a lot. So after beating them, we finally get to become a made man. Just after another schizophrenic episode where Joey talks to his dead dad, we get a scene where we complete the ritual to get made, which echoes the same one from the show with Chris. And that's it. That's the Sopranos Road to Respect. I don't know if anyone will notice or not, but I did not enjoy this game very much. There's really nothing here besides the pretty insignificant lore it adds to the show, with Joey being Pussy's son and all that. To me, it's just another B-tier schlocky spin-off game of a massively loved TV series. I found this game by pure chance when I was looking for other spin-off games just before I made the Family Guy video, and as a lover of the show, I figured it'd be pretty fun to do it on this game too. And I could not have been more wrong. Sure, it's cool to see a decent chunk of characters from the show in this game for the small amount of time you get to see them, but it's nothing but pure fan service. It means nothing when the game you're building can't catch and hold people's attention to begin with. This seriously could have been a very good game, but unfortunately they just missed that mark. I'm sure there's at least a couple people out there that played this in their youth and enjoyed it, but I just can't get behind it. This video probably won't reach nearly as many people as my Family Guy video did, but I'd still like to ask for game recommendations. I very desperately need a palate cleanser after this one. Just, please, no more fucking tie-in games. Oh, And also, before I end this, I have very, very top secret information on the ending of the show. I'm sure we all know all the theories and whatnot, but I have a very, very credible source for this. Apparently, David Chase did an interview that never aired where he spills the beans on what actually happened. And I don't know if you're ready for this, but the true canon ending for The Sopranos is that Tony Soprano